Hello everybody, welcome back to the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering, our UKSG winter event. We are raising money for Crisis. I've raised $1,720 right now. Thank you very much everybody for your generous donations. We are still coming through right now with our third last run of the evening. We have Pextera running Rayman. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Argic. All right. Well, since the setup was kind of long because of Discord technical issues, might as well get to it as fast as possible. The only thing I'm going to say before I start the run is that when you boot up the game, you can choose between memory card and password. We're going to use password because memory card has a longer load in the game. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to give you guys a countdown from 5. So, let's get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And there we go. There we go. So yeah, this is Rayman 1. I'm playing the PlayStation 1 version and also the American version. Now, there is also obviously a European version called the PAL version, but that one is like, comparing the two, looks like slow motion. And there is also a bunch of strats that just don't work in the PAL version. And then there's the Japanese version, which for some reason, nobody knows, it has longer loads as well. Like every load in the game, every screen transition is longer for some weird reason that we don't know. And then there is a few weird things in that version as well, where you have like a weird momentum sometimes running off of platforms and stuff. So yeah, generally the easiest version, you know, the best version to run, not easiest, is the American one. But yeah, casually this game is really hard. Probably the most that played it casual, either, you know, let's say like the majority of the people that played this game casually just never beat it. Like, not only because it is brutally hard, like if you die, you game over. And then you have a certain amount of, continues, and after those continues run out, it's over. Like, you will game over, and you will either have to use a password, or use your memory card, you know, to save, or like load and save the game. But yeah, to get to the final level of the run, we actually need all the cages, so it's 102 cages, it's quite a lot. Each cage takes like 2 or 3 seconds of just an animation to get. So yeah, you can calculate that out. It's gonna take quite a long time to get all of them. But we're gonna do it in the most convenient way possible. Now, for these first few levels, we cannot actually get all the cages on the first time we do the level. As you can see, I only had 3 out of 6 cages. Now, currently you see that we can't really do much yet. We can just punch and jump, and we can also do a grimace. I will show you that later. Yeah, we will actually have to get power-ups, and the first power-up we got was the punching power-up. You may have seen the Patilla screen earlier. Yeah, she gives us power-ups. First one is punch, and then we can punch stuff. So, yeah, we go through the forests, and then we move on to Bandland, and then we go to the mountains, and that's where we get the running ability, right? It's roughly like 40 minutes into the run, we get the running ability, and that's where we get, you know, that's when the speed starts, basically. That's when the coolest tricks in the game start as well. And that's also where we will revisit these levels that I'm currently playing to actually get all the cages we missed or skipped on purpose, you know? So yeah, this was the first boss fight of the game. You saw me maybe do that, you know, the damage boost. It was actually to get a quicker hit in. You can do a precise jump there. And you can get a hit 1 second faster than you're normally allowed. So, but yeah, we beat the boss, and apparently he is now our friend, and we ride on him. Now this is the first little auto-scroller in the game, but this auto-scroller is not just a normal auto-scroller. This one can actually be sped up by staying at the left or the right side of the screen at specific points. So right now you see that I'm staying at the left side of the screen. Well, that is because, as you may have noticed, the screen just started moving slower. So by staying at the left side of the screen will be starting that slow phase later, right? Makes sense, right? So now we're staying at the right, we're going back to the left, and then we're going back to the right. Basically, every time there is a slow phase coming up, we are at the left side of the screen. Every time there is a fast phase, we're on the right side of the screen. Make sense? I think so. So now we move a little bit back left and then back right. If we would hold right there, we would, be stuck on the screen to the right a little bit before we would able to actually touch the end sign. So yeah, this is the second Batilla in the game. Now we get, believe it or not, the hanging power-up. Yes, we were not able to hang before this point, and now we can hang. For some reason, this is actually a power-up. It's kind of weird that it's a power-up, but it's a power-up. So right now we had two choices. We could either go to Bandland, which is Bongo Hills, or we could continue in the forest. But we're continuing the forest because we get the ring grab ability after the next level, the last level of the forest. And yeah, this is the first big auto-scroller in the game. So Argic, if you have anything to say, this is the best time for that.
Thank you very much. Just want to let you all know that we are the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering, normally a 2-day speedrunning marathon held 4 times a year in Glasgow, Scotland. But due to the current situation with COVID-19, we're bringing you 3 days of exciting speedruns from the comfort of our own homes to yours. And we are coming up towards the end of day 2 here. We're at $1,720 raised, and we have a donation incentive open right now for the first run of tomorrow morning, which is the Bear and the Big Blue House run. Did you know the Bear and the Big Blue House adventure has a hard mode? Right now the category is on easy, but there is a hard mode that we can unlock if we can raise $400 for it. The switch to hard mode is considerably more difficult as it has fail conditions, which some are extremely easy to hit, and in general will make the run a lot more tense. So if we can hit that, we will increase the difficulty and we will get more fun coming with that bear in his big blue house.
Thank you very much. So this is actually the hardest screen of the first few levels, because this screen is done in a really cool way. Like, there's a lot of neat tricks you can do here. For example, there we spawn the cage by jumping a little bit right, and now we are actually high enough to, you know, punch that plum off. There's actually a lot going on, and there is like no time to explain. But yeah, a lot happened there. If I was really like insane at the game, I could have, you know, made that jump on the plum to save another, well, like 1 second. Basically, this run is full of little optimizers, and nailing those optimizers is sometimes just so like, what is it? So nice to see, you know, so pleasant to the eye. So yeah, plums, you can manipulate them in really nice ways. We actually have to jump on this flower, very important. There's also magicians in this game. You may have seen him stand there, or his hat at least. You give that guy 10 things and he will have a bonus level for you. And at the end of the bonus level, if you, you know, beat it in the time, because you need to collect some things. If you collect all the things in the time span, you get an extra life. Now, they are completely skipped in the 80% run, because yeah, we're still trying to beat the game as fast as we can. So that was Swamps. That was also the first level we completely completed. Like, we got all the 6 cages. In the PC version of this game, you cannot actually get all the cages of Swamps on your first playthrough. You need to revisit the level. Because there is one cage that is just impossible to get. Which brings me to the next sort of, you know, thing, fun fact, that a lot of the differences are in the cage locations between the versions as well. So that's why in speedrun.com you will literally see all the versions under a different category, because all of them are just too different to compare against each other. And yeah, I see people mentioning the music. Yeah, the music in this game is amazing. I've been running this game for way too long, and I still sometimes, you know, like go along with the music, like, you know, like make sounds of the music, like, constantly. It's just that good. Like, it's just that good. But yeah, a lot of plum. Also, this enemy right there, he only appears once ever in the game. Kind of cool. It's a cool enemy. If you don't hit him on the lips, he will actually keep spinning out enemies for a long time before he actually dies. So hitting him on the lips, he just drops down. He actually goes back, you know, he comes back up though. If you wait long enough, he comes back up. So yeah, we just hit him on the lips and we run past him, basically. That's what we do. All right. So the next screen is going to be another auto-scroller, by the way. Basically nothing to manipulate there, just like the last auto-scroller we had. Yeah, there's a lot of auto-scrollers actually in the forest, but yeah, not much to speed that up. We're just going to start, you know, keep at the right side of the screen as much as possible to hit the end sign faster. Basically, that's what we're going to try in that auto-scroller. Now, there is one thing though, there is these vines, right, that you can jump off, and if you actually hold X before you grab it, you jump off on the first frame and actually boosts you a little bit forward. We call it a vine boost, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that as much as we can in the entire forest. Also, I can jump through ceilings, by the way. But yeah, the thing is, the important thing is, if you do it at the end of the screen, and let's say you're all the way at the right side of the screen, and you do a vine boost, which, you know, boosts you a few frames forward, you will actually go too fast, and the screen will kill you, because you went too fast. That can actually happen in this game. Oh, another thing. Since, you know, we just closed off the Sonic block, I was like, yeah, this game actually also has pretty close to Sonic speeds, or can achieve pretty close to Sonic speeds. Like, you actually, you know, you're probably looking at this like, how is that possible, you know? Like, you're just walking, like, how is that possible? Well, ring boosts are a way to get it. Like, it's sort of task only though. The way it works is, after beating this level, we get the ring grab ability, and we get introduced to rings. And if you grab a ring and you let go on the same frame, you actually get supersonic speeds. And that's actually, it goes that insane that you can actually get through walls. You're that fast to get through walls, which is crazy to me. But the reason you can go through walls is because you take less than a frame to get through the wall, and the game only tracks your hitbox every frame. So you can get through it. Oh, the Tusk can. The Tusk can get through it. Here another of these double hits, by the way. Oh, and there is basically no RNG in the game. So casually, this game is hell, because yeah, you don't know what's coming. But the speedrun makes that much easier. You know basically what's gonna happen for the entire run. So I know where he's gonna come from. And the thing about this is, like, if he comes from the right and I stand at the right, he drops those fruits, right? Now, he will gain a little, you know, a little bit of speed after he drops the fruit. So what we do is we stand, like, where he's gonna come from, and then he drops the fruit immediately, making him, you know, faster immediately too. Oh, you saw me jump over him, actually. That's not a mistake. That will actually end up being faster. Around 2 seconds, I think. But by manipulating the cycles, basically, because maybe you saw it, I was able to hit him twice in a row there. That would not be possible if we actually hit him there when we jumped over him. Complicated? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, I know exactly what he's gonna do, so that speeds up the fight a lot. Every time, also, when we punch him, we want to punch him as much to the middle and the top as possible. Every single hit, except for this one right here, because he will just move straight up on this one, and then basically teleport to the middle of the screen, like that. Whereas in all the other hits, when you hit him, he just moves like a diagonal line towards the top and the middle. So, yeah, on the last hit, it really doesn't matter. You just want to hit him as soon as possible. So this is another Batilla screen. Now we get the ring grab, and this is where we can actually get some speed locks in. Or we call it speed locking, where we grab a ring, and you can actually, yeah, as the word says it, lock the speed you get. So if we jump off of rings, basically you want to jump in at a, what is it? Like a 45-degree angle-ish. Basically, the sooner you jump off, the more speed, but the less height, right? And any speed you have, you can lock that by holding up or down. That's the only thing that you need to do. Hold up or down. And you can carry over the speed. Now, you may have seen it a little bit on the previous screen with those rings, but, I mean, it'll become way more impressive later on. Okay. Just make sure that I get this cycle, because I'm really good at screwing that up. Alright. Anyway, this is Bongo Hills. We finally arrived in Bandland, and from now on, we will actually be able to get all the cages in every level every time. Right? So no more skipping cages. This level actually went through a lot of different strategies over the last, 10 years as well, where we can actually zip in this game as well. There is not only supersonic speed, well, you're not gonna see that in the run, but you can see that on the TAS. If you ever want to check out the TAS, it's a really impressive watch, made by Scrimpy and Gotan. It's a couple years old now, but it's very impressive to watch that run, and it will show you what the game is capable of. But anyway, we're gonna try our best to actually, mimic it as much as we can. Oh, you just pointed out Twilight Gulch Cage. Okay, that's true. That's true. There is one more level that we don't get a single cage in. That's true. But hey, who cares about that? We have zips here. Look at that. The way you do that is you basically jump on the rocket and the platform at the same time, and then all you do is hold down, right? You just hold down, which makes you crawl, and then you can zip through any surface. And we can not only do it once, but we can do it twice in this screen. All the zips we do in the any % run are all both done on the same screen. So you saw me jump there, I jumped on the rocket and the platform at the same time, and now we just crawl a little bit left and we hold down and we go all the way up. And this one saves the most time. It saves like 16 seconds. So this one is very impressive. It always impresses newer players or newer viewers every time. It's great. So yeah, this dark screen, normally the cage on this screen requires you to have helicopter, because we don't have helicopter yet. We get helicopter in not this level, but after the next level, right? So normally we need helicopter, but this speed locking thing is great. Like, all I did there was hold up. I jumped off the ring rather, by just holding up. You can also hold down, and yeah, then you get that basically. There used to be a really hard way to get over there without using speed locking when it wasn't found yet, but I'm glad we have this now. It made it so much easier. Speed locking was found by Furchter, by the way. He was used to be a legend at this game, used to hold the record for quite a long time. But yeah, he's the one that found it. And since then, it's been used so much, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Also, on the second screen of the game, I actually abused my iframes, which stands for invincibility frames. I'm gonna do the same thing right here, where I'm gonna get hit and I'm gonna get through these spiky balls here. So I'm gonna get hit and then I'm gonna jump through. Which makes it possible to get this cage in a cool way. Also, a dead abuse here, because it's faster, or yeah, it's faster to get back to this part here. How you're supposed to do this part is go all the way on these chocolate balls here, get to a fairy that makes you into small Rayman, then get the cage, and then go all the way back here on these little balls to get back to you know, being tall Rayman. So that trick saves a lot of time, the one I just did earlier. Cages are on really weird locations as well, so even having to jump over the end sign to get to certain cages, which I'm gonna do in a little bit. So yeah, you will see the end sign, everyone wants to take it, but in this game you have to explore everywhere. So we're gonna jump over it, and we're gonna drop down. Basically a blind drop, like, I don't know how you're supposed to find this. I guess the cloud is a little indicator. Anyway, we're gonna drop down, and this is actually where the final cage of this level resides. So we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab that from far enough right, because otherwise it spawns a hunter dude to the right. If we move too far left to get the cage, we will have a hunter spawn at us. So now we just move back up. It's also possible to zip up here, by the way, but it's basically TAS only. So yeah, now one more screen, and then we enter Allegro, where I can talk to you about clips. There is also clips in this game. It doesn't really work in the PAL version of the game, though. It only works in American and the Japanese version, where you press right, and one frame after that, you press down. And if you do that in a specific point of the platform, you will clip. But it has to be a platform that is horizontal and meets a diagonal platform. So on that little, you know, intersection between the two, if you do it at the correct time, you will clip. And we can try that in this next level. It saves 16 seconds. I'm only gonna try it once. That's why this trick is pretty hard, because, you know, it's usually not worth it trying to try it more than once, but we'll see how it goes. So we jump over, and we didn't get it. I mean, it was to be expected. It's alright. So yeah, I tried to press down there on the specific point, but it's alright. We didn't get it. We lose like 16 seconds. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? Surprisingly, you would think, wow, that loses a lot of time to try, right? No, it loses like a second and a half or something to try that trick if you fail. So it's really not that bad. So you could basically always go for it. It's always worth it to go for it. This world is really hard, yes. People struggle with this world. A lot of people actually stopped at this world because it was too hard. But here's the thing, how you should actually play this game casual is you should actually save before entering a level, go through it, die a million times like you usually do casually, and then reload your game and do it again, and this time without dying as much. That's the best strategy I can give you if you want to try this game casually. Also, there is another clip here, but we didn't get it. We always try it at least. There is a different way to clip even, because you saw me like, you know, sitting on the ground. And basically, if you hold down and you spam the crawl key, you can also clip. And that way of clipping is actually also possible in the PC version, but there is no dedicated button for crawling in PC, wherefore that makes it really hard to do that trick in PC. But we do it here. It's really hard to even time that anyway. So we only really do the spam clip there. Well, that's basically what we call it. Here, a pretty cool way to get that cage. We get damage boosted by the lightning just far enough right to spawn the cage. And then this level is a brutal level, especially casual, where there's like a million of these little platforms and a giant pit below it. It's very brutal. Another tip for casuals, by the way, is that you can do a neutral jump. Normally, if you hold left and down, or left and right... wait, let me get this trick first. Kinda important that we do this. Oh, okay, whatever. Fine, we almost got it. But yeah, you can do neutral jumps, which is basically if you hold left or right and you jump off of slippery slopes, right? You actually get slippery momentum, right? But there is a way to avoid having slippery physics, which makes these platforms way easier. The way you do that is neutral jumps. So you stand on a slippery and you just press jump without actually pressing left and right. And once you've pressed jump, you can start pressing left and right. And then if you land and you make sure to stop holding left and right, you will not get slippery physics at all, which makes those platforms much easier to do. Here another cool fizz boost, by the way. Oh yeah, fizz boosts. Basically on slippery platforms only, it's really nice to use your fist because it boosts you a bit in the opposite direction, and you will gain a lot of speed from that. Also, this is supposed to be a boss fight, but you will sadly not see that in this run. The reason for that is because we can actually skip it. Now, we do need all cages to enter the final level of the game, but it doesn't track bosses, so you don't need to kill all bosses. We can actually skip this boss, and the reason we can skip this boss is because the boss level, or you know, where the boss is a level that has 2 screens, or well, technically 3 if you include the boss screen itself too. And all the cages are on the first screen. So what we do is we get all the cages, and then we dead abuse, and then we can just use the exit sign out. And that will be enough for the game. That will be enough. Also, this level is the only level now. Oh shit, that's kind of bad. This level is the only level now. Okay, let me just do this normal. This level is the only level now. Hello, I'm repeating myself. That we won't get any cages. The reason for that is because it's just simple. Like, there is one cage we cannot get. Well, technically cannot get. It's that one there. I mean, you can get it with like a really advanced strategy. But we're not gonna get that cage because basically when we have the running ability, which we get in like 2 levels from now, we can get them much faster. So technically it's possible to get all those cages, but it requires a super boost, or a super jump rather, which is basically 3 frame perfect inputs in a row, which to do them in RTA it's possible, but it really needs a pause buffer. Although people have done them without pause buffers, but it's insanely hard. And even if you get it first try, it doesn't even save that much time. So it's really not worth. Maybe if it saved much more time, people would be more likely to do it, but... Oh yeah, this is Mr. Stone, by the way. He chases us for a little bit, and then we won't see him anymore for an entire level, basically. Also, we're gonna take some damage on purpose here, because we will set up our HP for the next level. That's what we're gonna do. Also a pretty cool strat here, although I didn't get nice speed, so I didn't want to risk it. You can get all the way to the platform I just jumped from. But since I got such shitty speed, I might have not made it to that platform. So I decided to, you know, take it safe. But yeah, this so from now on, we will get all the cages everywhere, okay? I always forget about Twilight Village. But yeah, this is why we set up our HP. We will get the cage here and dead abuse, so we'll get hit 1 more time. And now here's another cool thing, is that if you hold down here, you will skip a little animation that you normally get when dying. If you hold down and you get hit by a sprite, which is a moving object, for example the hunter, because he's moving, yeah, you will skip that animation. And moving in with 1 HP, getting the cage and running into the hunter saves less time than moving in with 2 HP, being able to, you know, literally lay inside the hunter and then die. That's faster. Also, that was a pretty cool ring boost. That screen actually has 2 ensigns, but we, you know, can literally fly to the to that ensign. So why bother go to the other one, right? There's actually 2 screens in the game that have 2 ensigns, but yeah, doesn't really matter. It will both take you to the same place, which is the next screen, which is this screen, but still kind of cool that there's 2 ensigns. I don't know really why, but it's pretty cool. Alright, I hope you guys are hyped for the smallest auto-scroller in the game, which is like a auto-scroller of like 2 to 3 seconds. Another like question, like why they put it in, I have no idea, but it's in. And it's coming up soon, and it's really hype. If you blink, you miss it, so get ready to see it. Okay, here it is, auto-scroller. And, okay, maybe more than 3 seconds. And auto-scroller over. that's it. Hope you guys liked that. Quickest
That's right.
auto-scroller in the game. Go on.
I said I blinked.
Well, then you missed it. I'm sorry. Okay, so another damage boost here, and another damage boost here, and 2 more on the next screen, and then we'll be at 1 HP. We'll be at 1 HP quite a lot. We really like to maximize our damage boosts to save time everywhere. So here we're gonna do another one to go past this part a little bit more or faster, and then here another one to get up here. With the damage boost basically gives us just enough height to reach that platform. And yeah, now we're on 1 HP. Conveniently, there's a P here, which we grab. Then we go spawn a cage, and then we go ahead and dead abuse. Before that, we're gonna hit the save here. Now we're gonna drop back down. And this is found by UKSG Master back in the days where he did runs. Where you can just get the cage or trigger, like spawn the cage. And then take the checkpoint and then dead abuse. And this, as you can see, puts us back all the way here. Saving quite a bit of time, which is nice. I think it was like 8 or 9 seconds or something. I don't remember. Okay, so now we're gonna take some damage boost here. Also, there is a newer strat here. I tried to do it, but for some reason I screwed up the photographer, so I'm just gonna do it normal. Normal is not even that bad in marathon runs anyway, let's be real. Okay, a few jumps here. We can just jump over this golem, easy peasy. And now, we're gonna try to start to avoid grabbing things. And this is gonna make sense in... what is it? Like 40 minutes from now? Which is crazy, right? But all the things I grab now are pretty important for in like 40 minutes from now. Because at a specific point in the run, we want to have 99 things, right? Because the reason we want that is because, you know, after getting 100 things, it refills our HP. And we want to do that at a specific point. So we get 99, we can do some extra damage boosts then. And then we get a refill with that extra thing. So that's what we're going to try to do. Also, this is the first time you get the super helicopter power. It only lasts for this screen though for now. We will get it back later again. But for now it... oh, sorry. For this screen and the next screen. Sorry, I said it wrong. But yeah, it lasts for 2 screens. And then later we get it again. But yeah, this screen can be optimized very amazingly by this damage boost, for example. Or also by doing speed locks like this. Where if you mash X, which is what you do, right, to go right, you have a few frames where you move the fastest, and if on one of those frames you hold up, you will actually lock the speed. So I'm constantly trying to do that. And then after you get the speed lock, you can just, you know, press X every like second and keep that speed. So that's what I tried to do there in the whole screen. This screen is really hard. It has like little pins everywhere. It's casual hell. Also, because if you die in this game, you will actually appear with 3 HP, right? And there's like a checkpoint later on. Like you saw me maybe pick up a P, right? Which give me full HP. But if you take the photographer then and you die, you have 3 HP for the rest of the level or for the rest of the screen, which is brutal sometimes. Same for like one of the boss fights coming up in Picture City, which is quite far from here. But yeah, if you die in a boss fight, you only have 3 HP to do the boss fight, and it's just brutally hard, casually, to do that. Alright, so a pretty cool way to get that cage. The fist acts as a boomerang. It also gets stuff on the way back to you, and by doing that, we can get that cage in a really cool way. So this is another set of auto-scrollers. I'll give the word back to you for now, Arjik. This will take like a minute or something, so go ahead. You have the word.
Very much. We did get a $10 anonymous donation with no message there. Thank you very much. Bringing that donation towards the Darkest Dungeon Shrieker % Quad Shrieker run. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically our runners are going to load up 4 copies of the Shrieker and attempt to complete Shrieker on all 4 of them at the same time. You're not going to want to miss that. That's going to be happening tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you can go one more.
And nothing else at the moment right now, but again, do just want to let you all know that you are watching the United Kingdom Speedrun the Gathering, and would like to thank ESA for supporting our event. Besides providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing gear, technical assistance, and sponsors. Be sure to check out ESA's next event, which is ESA Winter 2022, which is happening in 2 weeks' time right here on this channel.
Cool. So yeah, once again, another fizz boost here, just to speed up the screen a little bit. Not much to say about this screen. It's mostly about the next boss fight, which has gone through many optimizations. The craziest optimization was the one that was found like probably now like a year or 2 ago or something, which sped up the fight by 7 seconds, which is crazy to me. I still don't believe it that it's 7 seconds, but yeah, the boss fight is really amazing. Also here, normally there is supposed to be a lava ball spawning on every little platform there, but you saw that like 2 platforms literally didn't spawn. That was because I jumped over the trigger for that. So if you jump over the trigger, you can, you know, do it in a really cool way. But yeah, the next boss fight is coming up. It's a really cool boss fight. Hopefully we can get it pretty cool. We'll see though. Let's get this live as well, might as well. If you actually enter the level before the live has gotten back to you, then you don't get it. Yeah, this boss fight is really cool and also really easy to screw up, especially if you're in a marathon. But yeah, we're gonna hit him as late as possible here. That's gonna change his cycles a little bit. Yep. And then here, the next hit, we're gonna hit him as late as possible again. And then we're gonna run all the way left, do a damage boost to hit the middle thing again, which is nice. Normally he spawns a bunch of dogs, but if you do it perfect, you will not even see them at all. So we probably won't see them at all. Alright, so 2 more hits. This fight is almost already over, which is crazy, right? Like, this fight normally takes a long time. Okay, and there we go. Sadly, the quickest strat means punching him off screen, like I just did now. Normally, he starts dancing with you if you beat him. Sadly, you cannot see this. Maybe one day we make it a donation incentive to see him dance. But yeah, nah, the quickest strat is actually punching him off screen and getting through it that way. Now, if you punch him off screen, you can also do that earlier than the last hit. If you do that, he stays off screen for like 3 minutes and then comes back. We call it Mr. Stone on vacation. So he takes a little vacation break for 3 minutes and then comes back. That's basically how that works. So now we actually will not move on. We will go back. We just unlocked the running ability. So now the speed run can start. And now we will grab all the cages that we missed. And there's also 2 more unique levels we haven't entered yet from the Bandlands, including the Mr. Sax screen, to pick up all the cages. So this is the revisit, is what we call it. The revisits. And that will introduce us to speed storage. There's not only speed locking, but there's also speed storage. You can store the speed in this game. Basically, every time you get momentum that is faster than regular running speed, which you get by jumping off of slippery slopes, or you get by swinging off of rings, you can store that. And it even gets stored on the world map. You know, on the maps where you transition from world to world. It even is stored on that, which is crazy to me. Also a dead abuse here at the end. And we will just use the end sign now to get out. And now I keep holding my finger like close to the spacebar to split, but I'm not using live split right now. But I have this, you know, urge to split every time. Okay, so this is another unique level. It's called Gong Heights. This level is basically an endless pit below us. So all the platforms, you know, if we miss one jump, there is a giant pit, and you have to do the whole screen again because there's no checkpoints. Once again, I'm gonna try and pick up the least amount of things as possible. Once again. That's the goal. Because remember when I told you that it's important? Well, here it's still important. Because I want that 99 things at a specific point. Oh, you can actually grab this cage while doing a running jump right, but didn't go as planned. It's alright. As long as we don't die on this screen, we're good, right? And we didn't die, because this part is easy. We get a super jump there. Basically a higher than intended jump. I don't know. Sometimes you just get that there. And this is probably the final auto-scroller. This is an auto-scroller where we will try to avoid as many things as possible once again. So I will do my best to avoid as many as I can. But yeah, speed storage can be used twice in the run. Where we will set up speed and we will use it. And we will actually be able to reach a section that is normally not reachable from the point you're trying to reach it from, if that makes sense. Also, we just got all the cages here, just one more level of the bandland, and then we'll be going to the forest to get all the cages there. And we will actually try to use speed storage twice there. That's what we'll try. Also, I almost get hit, yeah. Really like trying to avoid as many as possible here. And if you get around 60, you're good. Like 62 is fine. It's all calculated out. I remember trying to come up with this strat and it took me quite a while to figure out, you know, like the thing counts you wanted to have, how many you could skip. It was pretty cool. Also a nice strat here, like we helicopter here, we go right, and we get hit by the lightning. And that boosts us, you know, every time we get hit, it boosts you up a little bit. And it boosts you high enough to actually get up in the clouds, which is really nice. It's a really nice time saver. Then we get this cage like this, and then we have to do another clip. This is a clip route, it relies on a clip, and we got it first try. Nice. So once again, that's a frame perfect input. Pressing left and right, or pressing left and right, or right, and then one frame later you press down, and you have to do it at a specific point. So getting those first try is always nice. Now we have to do one more clip, because there is another clip here that saves quite a lot of time. It's like 10 seconds-ish that it saves, so let's see. You get a lot of opportunities though to do it here. Like you saw like a lot of platforms were like horizontal ones meeting diagonal ones. Yeah, you can try it on literally all those points. Also, I tried to duck there once, because there is another clip there. I mean, it doesn't save as much. I usually try it at least once. Sometimes the game screws you over as well and gives you like a half clip, and that's exactly what happened there. Now we get this cage. And now you saw me jumping off of the slippery platform, and now we actually have speed storage stored, right? So now we just have to do walking jumps, because basically it stores the speed you have while rolling, right? Rayman rolls when you do running jumps. And now I'm gonna do a normal jump on the plum in a bit. First I'm gonna get another cage right here. So I'm gonna slow down, so I drop down without doing rolling, because if you run off a platform, you roll. And now I'm gonna jump off of the last few frames of this plum. And, oh, I just screwed over my speed storage. Okay, I cannot do the other route. Anyway, as you can see, it gave us an amazing speed boost whenever I jumped off of the plum, right? That was the speed we stored in Mr. Sax. It's really cool. So yeah, now we get, you know, we just clean up some cages here. Yep, we can get that like that. Then we just get damage boosted by this guy. And then we get the final ones, also in a pretty cool way, like that. And then there is one more forest level to clean up. And then we go to Picture City, where the difficulty really, you know, gets a bit harder. It's Picture City is hard. Once again, I'm still trying to avoid as many things as possible. Still trying to do that. It's all gonna make sense soon. Like the next level, and then screen 3 of that. Then it's gonna make sense. So hold on for a little bit more. It will all make sense soon. Here, if we jump correctly, we can actually jump over this hunter without getting hit. But I mistimed it apparently. That's alright. Just gonna clean up the cages and we should be good. There we go. Gonna charge up our fist already and then get the cage like that. Once again, taking as little things as possible. And then one more screen and then we are off to Picture City. Where, yeah, difficulty, it gets a little bit harder there. There's also a really amazing trick you can do on the first screen. Saves quite a bit of time. I thought it was like 4 or 5 seconds. It's really cool. Hopefully I can get it. Looks really impressive. It's pretty risky too, but screw it, right? We'll try it. Took a damage boost rather there on purpose because I want to set up my HP again. I have 3 HP, which is perfect. So in the next level, I will do another dead abuse. And after that dead abuse, we will actually exit the level again. The reason we do that is because we want to have stage 2 speed fist. Basically, if you take speed fists in this game, you can take up to 2 speedy fists, and then you have the speediest, the speediest fist available, right? We want stage 2. Otherwise, there is a cage later on the next, like on the 3rd screen here, that we cannot get. With a stage 1. So we need stage 2. And we get it in a sort of, unintentional way. We basically charge up our fist and we can barely reach the cage with a stage 2 fist. Now, it's not as easy as that because basically it's sort of a human RNG factor. Because to get that cage, you need to hit it on an odd frame. And since we are not robots, we cannot actually time our hits to be on an odd frame. So it's basically just praying that we get it. We call it the 50-50 cage. Quite a fitting name, don't you think? But yeah. That's basically what it is. Also, this is the trick I was talking about. Looks like we'll get it. As long as we can drop down here before the sharpener. Then we jump over here. And perfect screen. Nice. Very, very good. Very good. Okay, so the thing count is shortly gonna make sense. Believe it or not. One more screen of sort of avoiding things. Although we do want to get a specific amount coming out of this level. We want to have either 88 or 93. 88 means we can just take all the things that are like stacked up on the next screen. 93, we just jump over those things, right? So once again, we're trying to avoid a few more things. Pretty cool strat here. So now we try to get 88 or 93. I'll go with 88. Which means on the next screen, I'll just take all the things, which puts us at 94 after that. And then we get 5 more things, puts us at 99. So we'll get the 99 things strat. Also, this is the 50-50 cage. That's one try. Okay, second try. Second try, not too bad. So yeah, that cage is literally 50% chance to get it, basically. Humanly speaking, okay? Alright, so we're gonna spawn a sharpener here. I'm gonna jump up. Oh! Okay, okay. Careful. I turned a little bit too early. Mistakes are made. Just gonna take it a little bit safe, because this part is kinda hard. We're gonna use a damage boost here to get past those spins quicker. So now you will see my thing count jump to 99, which is perfect, right? That's what we wanted. 99 thing strat. Because there is one more thing to the right, and that will refill our HP. So there is a damage boost we do here to make this section much easier. Right? And now we can actually get full HP again. Doing this strat. And then there is another really cool damage boost in a little bit. which, you know, also is only made possible because of the 99 thing strat. So yeah, there you go. Now, the reason HP is so important is because on the boss fight, which is coming up, I will be able to use my HP as damage boosts to get extra hits on the fight. So having more HP is good. Technically, you can enter the fight with 4 HP and still be fine, because there's 3 damage boost hits, so you need 4 HP, right? But that 5th HP just gives you that extra safety, because there is a pretty much the worst RNG in the game, which is not even that bad at all, is in this fight. You see these pirates over here, they start to throw bombs at you, and that is one of the only real RNG parts in the game. And sometimes they can throw them at really bad spots and screw you over. So yeah, having 5 HP there is really nice, especially in a marathon run. As you can see, pretty bad bombs, but it's survivable, right? Usually it doesn't actually screw you over that much. But yeah, it gives me that extra safety. It's nice. Also, if I keep 5 HP, I can do another little damage boost on the next level. So, another bonus to that. So yeah, what I was saying is we can do extra, you know, hits on her. Basically, on these cycles here, where normally I'm not able to do hits, I can just jump into her, hold X, which is jump, right? And then you just hold punch. And then you can get extra hits on her. And you can do this 3 times. Now the 3rd time, she only has 1 HP left. Now, you see these knives are spinning, right? You need to hit her when the last knife stops spinning. Because if you hit her any earlier than that, you will softlock the game and you will just be stuck on this screen forever. There's no way to get out. So if you mistime it, you're in for a bad time. Now, it's not gonna happen, don't worry. Like, we are speedrunners, we are trained professionals for this trick. Nobody has ever failed this before, Kappa. But yeah, I need to make sure to just hit her when the 4th knife stops spinning. Like that. And we're good. Right. That was the first level of Picture City. Oh yeah, the hitboxes are great, right? I always like to walk through the knife there, just for a fun factor, because I know it doesn't do any damage at the time. They get a hitbox later on, though. Okay, so another... Well, we used to do a dead abuse here, but I'm not gonna do that. Just gonna get the cage in a cool way. The reason I don't do a dead abuse here is because the way after the damage boost is jumping to that bouncy platform that I just passed, and that jump is pretty annoying. But all in all, this non-dead abuse route loses only like a second, so I think it's worth. Also, if you die, you lose a speedy fist. Oh yeah, I didn't even say that. If you die, you lose speed fists. So having an extra speed fist is never bad. Also, I could do that extra damage boost right there, because I had 2 HP. And now I'm on 1 HP, but I will get a refill on the next screen easily. Now, there is another thing called the easy jump, is that how we call it at least. We didn't get it, but it's basically a way to keep your momentum is by holding up and jumping on the frame you land. And if you do it on the frame you land, you will keep your momentum. And if I did it right there, I would have jumped all the way to the end sign, which is really cool. And we call it the easy jump because it's so easy, okay? And no other reasons behind it. Also, hitboxes are nice, right? We can just squeeze in there. Nice and easy like that. I'm gonna do this part the cool way. Like, there is a damage boost strat here, but this is way cooler to see, right? Just see me going through like 4 yin-yang balls without even taking damage at all. I always like to show that off. Oh, and there is more. Don't you worry, there is more playing with hitboxes. So we're gonna jump down here. And yeah, look at this. We don't get hit by the spikes at all. It's really nice. Alright. So if we're fast enough here, we won't get hit by this anti-tune, which should happen. Nice. And then here, we can go and abuse some nice hitboxes once again. Alright. And then there is a very, very evil cage placement done by Ubisoft in 1995. Just before you hit this end sign, there spawns a cage right here. Everyone, probably everyone, ran in the end sign, then saw the spawn, and would have to redo this level completely. Also, this next screen is really like BS if you're doing this casual, but thankfully speedrunners don't have that issue. Oh, careful. We can just, you know, do a cool, precise jump and skip all of it. And now here, the trick is to just hold right while doing walking. You know, while walking, just holding right and get in between there. It is possible to do it while running, but it's pretty hard to time. So yeah, just holding right while walking makes it easy. I almost died there, by the way. Okay, one more cage right here. And now we could go to the right again, but it's faster to actually take this route again. You know, see how speedy this is? Oh, not so speedy anymore now. Okay, there is a way to get back though, thankfully. There we go. If you don't have running momentum there, you will not go back. Also, this is the leap of faith. There we go. Gets us all the way to the end sign. Easy as that. And now, one of the more brooder levels, which is Space Masquerader. It's a really difficult level. Really, really difficult to do properly. Also, there is a super jump there that I did. If you hold up there on the right frame, you will get much more height. And that's exactly what I did. It skips just the hang. Like normally you do a hang there, but you can skip that by doing the super jump there. Also, I'm losing a lot of HP, which is not good. Preferably, I'm not losing any more HP from now. And then comes a very infamous trick on the next little screen, which is called Stormer Skip Skip. The reason it's called Stormer Skip Skip is because there used to be a Stormer Skip, but now you actually skip that skip. Right? So yeah, hopefully we can get it. It looks very impressive. Don't want to hype it up too much though. Also pretty cool to get this cage like this. We hit the yin yang off on the way up, then we hover, and then we hit the cage with a precise punch. Alright, so another cage placement here, behind the end sign. There's also another end sign at the bottom of the screen, by the way. PC runners actually use it, because there is a cage nearby there. Okay, let's see if we get it. Oh my god! I cannot believe that we got that, but we got it! Hey! Super happy fun times. I don't believe... yeah. No words how I got that, but we got it. That's all that matters. We got it. Oh god. Normally, you don't get it if you get that bong, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, you can actually squeeze down here, which is really nice. Oversight. And we just had enough HP to pass that anti-tune. Alright, now we kill the anti-tune, and then we can get up the cloud immediately by using the rings. And now we do one more set of speed storage. Now we just got speed from the slippery platform. It didn't seem like much, but it's enough. So we're gonna do a neutral jump on the sharpener and then a running jump off the last few frames. And then we can actually catch that cycle first try. This jump is also unintended. It's harder than it looks. It also took me 3 tries there. Alright, now another pretty hard to nail trick. We call it the 5-second save. Because it saves 5 seconds. And I failed it. I didn't get enough height to land on the cloud, unfortunately. That's alright. At least we got Stormer Skip Skip. Now, This is another time where I tried to get as many things as possible, by the way, because we want to get another refill here. So I'm gonna grab all the things here, and then there is a set of, like, what is it, like 20 things in a little bit? I'm gonna grab all those, and then we enter the boss fight with full HP. Which is nice. We like full HP, because we don't want to enter the boss fight with 2 HP. Because just as the Viking Mama we beat earlier, we can do extra hits by using damage on this fight as well. So yeah, this is the boss fight. Shoturu actually found a way to speed this up, where we can get extra double hits, basically. It's actually a really cool design of the boss fight. The reason I find it so cool is because this fight is basically every time you hit her, she has invincibility frames, so you cannot hit her again, right? But they made it very tight, because if we actually make Space Mama turn around, her iframes will run out, and we can hit her another time. So that's what we're gonna do right here. See, she turned around, she starts her animation way later, and if we were good at the game, we would be able to hit her again. I hyped it up so much that I failed it now. That's alright. We still have an opportunity to do another one. Okay, so for this hit, we're gonna hit her as soon as we can. And then she's gonna start her pot cycles. But yeah, I barely ever fail those double hits. It was just because me explaining I failed it. That's the reason. And now we have the bad pot cycles too. Okay. Okay, game. Okay. I guess you're not gonna see double hits. I mean, you can check out any runner and you will see the double hits. It's just that easy. I mean, there is another double hit though, because there is an oversight. You know how I told you it's very close, and if we turn her around, her iframes run out? Well, there is this one animation she does, and she fires not 1 but 2 beams at us. And because she does that, her iframes also run out. So we don't even have to do that fancy damage boost turn around. Okay, I need to be careful to not die. So I don't need to do that, because her iframes will run out regardless. Also, for the longest time, we always thought that just spamming hits here is better. But every second long beam, you can hit her, and that's the best way to hit her. Also, this washing machine can hit you if you run bad. Okay. So this next hit right here, she will fire 2 beams at us, and we can actually get a double hit in without using a damage boost, if we time it properly. And we timed it bad. Okay, not a single double hit. Great. I guess you will have to check out a better runner of this game to see the double hits. Alright, worst fight in life. But hey, at least we got Stormer Skip. That's all that matters, even though this wasted way more time than that. It's alright though. Also, these little cutscenes here, if you mash X, they're actually over earlier. Now we enter Crystal Palace, which is part of Cave of Scops, which is where the run gets even harder and even more cool looking too, because we can grab rings and get really nice speed. Also a dead abuse here, which is faster than actually moving to the left. Not much, like a second or 2, but it's faster than moving all the way up here. And now it's time for ring galore strats. Lots of cool ring strats here. Very nice. Oh, I actually had so much height. Damn. Normally I don't get that height. Oh, careful, don't die. Alright, whatever. Dying here is bad though. Obviously, because there is a pit below us, and that pit will kill you in one shot if you land in it, obviously. Oh, I'm getting a lot of heights that I usually never get. Looks like... whatever. At least we didn't die. That's the motto of this screen. If you don't die, you're good. Basically. Okay, so the second screen of Crystal Palace. Pretty cool optimizing strat there that you can do. Yeah, Crystal Palace. Not much to say about this level, honestly. The biggest downtime actually in the run is coming up soon. It's the next level. It's called Eat at Joe's. It has like a 40-second intro cutscene for some reason. Now the cool thing is there is also a Rayman 1 version on the Atari Jaguar. And on the Atari Jaguar, that screen, you can just exit out immediately. So you don't have to wait around for those 40 seconds. For some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, it's a thing. Also, we're standing on the left side of the cloud because this... Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. There is like screen cycles. I just screwed it up, but it's alright. Like, if you turn your screen back to the left and back to the right, you will actually, you know, manipulate cycles that way. It's really cool. Oh, okay. That was really weird. Okay, let's do these rings slow. Slow and steady. These rings can be done really cool and really impressive, but it's pretty risky too. Okay. We're just gonna walk past there. Alright. And that's Crystal Palace done. Also, you're supposed to break that boulder, but if you run close to it, you will spawn alive regardless. Okay, so Eat at Joe's. You might want to take a look at this calendar right here. Maybe you need to blur it. Just right in front of my, or like right above my head. It's interesting to say the least. Not many people actually notice that. Alright. Joe basically asks you to fix his light. So we will go through this level in a dark setting. But thankfully we know this screen out of our heads, you know, like... And it will be easy because we know what's coming. But there's actually a ROM hack that makes... wait, let me just don't die. That makes the entire game like this. We call it darkness percent and it's insane. The entire game like this. Can you imagine? But yeah. This is just screen 1. And now it's gone already, the effect. But yeah, the light is still not fixed. We still have to hit that switch, which is in the next screen, actually. And then we will have a nice set of alien platform riding, basically. Alright, so we're gonna spawn a cage here by hugging the wall. And we're gonna hit some rings. And then we're gonna hopefully not butcher this section. I'm really good at butchering this section, usually. Yeah. Oh god, okay. That's as bad as it can get. Oh god. Man. Seriously. Okay, how to lose like 20 seconds? Please? Oh my god. Okay, this is just nerves. I can't actually believe this is happening. Okay, there we go. I mean, casually, this place is horrible. Like, that jump you need to do without actually making use of speed strats is insane. It's actually insane what you have to do. But yeah, we use speed strats, which is supposed to make it easier, but for me it was just making me go casual mode, basically. It's alright though, it's whatever. We had a good laugh. That's all that matters. Okay, pretty cool way to get that cage there. We basically punch right, then we spawn the cage, and on the way back, we grab it. We need to play it a little bit safe because we're gonna do one more damage boost to get past this section way quicker. Then we're gonna do a jump there to jump over a trigger. There is a trigger there for some enemies, but then we're gonna take a little bit safe here so we don't die. Scary health, yep. But thankfully there is a life here. If we jump over this, there is a life. A few secret lives like that. Now in the GBA version there is actually sparkles, so at least you know you have to jump over that spiky ball to get that life to spawn. But on this version there is not. It's just, yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to know about that life without playing the Game Boy Advance version. Okay, so more riding on alien platforms now. And then we have a strat we call the pie cage, because it saves 3.14 seconds exactly. It's a pretty impressive looking trick. Not sure if I'll get it, but we're gonna try. It's pretty risky too to try, at least in the way I'm trying it, but I'm used to it, so I'm gonna do that. Also, if you noticed, we hit the switch, by the way, so we fixed this light now. So Joe is happy. Joe is really happy, in fact. In the next screen, you'll see how happy it is. Or he is, rather. I don't think that's enough speed. So if we actually try to use speed storage there again, we set up speed on that ring, and then we use it again on this next alien platform. Because you can use it on any event, which is any platform you cannot hold on to, right? You're like these clouds, you cannot hang on to that, so that therefore it's an event basically. But yeah, any platform you can use speed storage on, but I felt like I didn't have enough speed, and you do need enough speed. Look how happy Joe is, by the way. Also, this ball screen is very infamous. When I first started running this game, I would probably die over 8-9 times here, every run, basically. It's a very difficult screen, but should be fine now, huh? Should be fine. We use another damage boost here in a little bit. And then we can get through that hammer and get to the end sign. There you go. Right, 2 more levels. 1 more where we get cages. So the last 6 cages of the game. And then we have 102 cages collected. And then we actually finally unlock the final level of the game. And that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Use speed storage here again, but I didn't have really nice speed storage. That's even worse speed. Getting the ideal speed is not always that easy, as you can see. See, now we got a really nice speed, because we jumped off really early. And the last 2 cages of the game. And then we enter the boss fight. And this boss fight that we're gonna enter now can be skipped in the PC version. The reason it can be skipped in the PC version is because there is an end sign on this level. And there is not on the PS1 version. Alright. That was a pretty good section at least. Nice use of a tether boost there. Basically, every time the punch hits the ring, you can get an extra jump, and that extra jump right there made me able to land on that red platform. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the other RNG part where he drops off the platforms here in a random order, or at least I think it's random. I think it's RNG because it's usually different. But yeah, we can actually just hit him when he's on the edge. It doesn't do any damage, but if we hit him, he moves to the right. If we don't hit him, he stands on the edge for like 2-3 seconds. Or maybe it's lower than that, maybe it's 1 to 2 seconds. But anyway, this is also found by Shatoru, where you can just hit him, even though it doesn't do any damage, he still moves on and makes that section quite a bit quicker. Because you can do that punch like 3 times, so totally, like in total, it saves quite a bunch. Alright, so now we're actually able to do damage on him in the next screen. Also, I like the background in this next screen. Look, it gives you like a little bit of an Aladdin vibe, basically. Also, a really cool way to skip a cycle here, which we done perfectly there. If you hit him at a specific point, basically, you skip him throwing his claw at you. And if I recall correctly, it saves about 2 seconds per time you do it. Now, with the first one, you can actually do a setup right from the start because you spawn in at a really good location and you just, you know, do a setup for it. But after that, you will need to have a really precise position to try and again. And if you screw it up, you will actually lose a lot of time. So I only choose to do it once. Also, I only have 2 HP and it uses 1 HP every time. Okay, so that was that. Time to enter the one and only Mr. Dark's Dare. Where we start off in a candy world and we actually are put on a pan. For some reason. And everything is candy here. It's a really cool world though. It's a really cool world. I like it. The backgrounds, the graphics, it's really cool. Okay, jump here, and then we can jump over these pits. These pits instantly kill you, by the way. You do not want to land in this, whatever it is. Maybe hot caramel sauce. I'm not too sure what it is, or what it's supposed to be. I'm on low HP, but thankfully there is a life that is really quick to grab here, which puts me back on full HP. Because there is a damage boost coming up in the next screen. Also, Dark Rayman is following me right now, and he does exactly the same moves as I do. So if I, for example, do that super boost I was talking about, he will also do it. He will copy your movements, everything, which is really cool. So he will also do these speed tricks, everything. And in the next screen, my inputs will be inverted. So left will be right and right will be left. Which is very, very cool. Like, I really like that they put that in the game. And here is the last instance of a clip that we can try once, and we didn't get it. So you can clip there. Alright, so now our inputs are inversed. So left is right. So currently I'm holding left and run. And then I'm gonna switch it up. Right and run, you know? And now left and run again. It's yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to that, especially casually. It's gonna be a rough time, for sure. Okay, now a really impressive looking trick where you basically can jump over Mr. Dark. We call it the Mr. Dark jump. Let's see if we can get it. We set up speed storage again, and then we use it off the cloud, and we jump over him. We got it. Nice. That's what we call the Mr. Dark jump. And then very recently, there is a new trick discovered, which is called the animation skip, which is on the next, you know, level, or the next screen, which is the final boss of the game, by the way. From here, there is about 2 minutes left, so Tech might want to get ready soon. Well, about 2 minutes, yeah. So this animation skip, basically we have to be in a pixel precise, well, I think it's, you have like 2 pixels, 2 or 3, I think. Probably 2. Where you have to stand in that location, and then if you do the inputs right, you will skip an animation, saving about 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds. Really nice time saver that was really recently discovered. The community is great, like new stuff is found almost weekly. It's really nice how this old game can still find so much. I think this will be good. So I'm gonna lay down here, and as soon as these Electoons get close to me, I'm gonna hold left. And there we go. That's animation skip. For everyone that doesn't know the run, they don't know what the hell just happened, but just assume for me that we got it, okay? So now we're getting really close to ending the run. 4 cycle, nice. Kappa. Okay, so these sisters, a lot of people had trouble with them, but all you have to do is just stun lock 1. And now we have 8 more hits to be done, and then the run is over. Now all of them can be done in a double hit, or even more, you know? By hitting him every time 58 frames apart from each other. So far we got 1. Get ready on time, by the way. Okay, 2. 2 doubles. And last hit. Now, time. What's my time, actually? I'm curious. Is it 1:19:50? I'm gonna guess.
1:19:50. Waiting on the catch-up here. I can tell you, you're gonna be earlier than that. It is 1:19:20.
Nice. That's the first time I got sub 120 in a marathon, at least.
Hey,
awesome.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Yeah, that run felt really good. Was awesome. I could show you guys a lot of cool looking tricks. Pretty good. Yeah. Thank you for everyone for sticking around. Thank you for watching. I had a great time. Shout outs to the Rayman community, of course. Shout outs to Cronky10 for having the world record, which is 1:16:11, which was achieved not too long ago. Yeah, we are a very welcoming community. If you want to pick up this game, don't be scared by how hard it is casually. The speedrun does make it a lot easier. The Rayman 1 community has actually been never as active as it is now. So it's the best time to pop in now and learn the run. It's great. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Have fun with the next couple of runs. I'll be back tomorrow with a completely different game with Root the board game. But yeah, that's beside the fact. Have fun and enjoy. I'll give it to you now. Why did I forget your name? Argic, of course.
Don't worry about it, it's all good. No, thank you very much for that run of Rayman there. It was amazing. We are going to take ourselves a quick break getting set up for our next run. But when we return, we will have Love 3 Any% run by our very own Hollister.